Let's journey to a land where civilization itself took its first breath. A place where history isn't just remembered, it's buried in the soil, written in the stars, and echoed in every ancient ruin. Welcome to Map Your Mind. Travel through the world with your brain. Today, we turn our gaze to Iraq, a nation that has stood at the crossroads of empire, intellect, and identity for over 6,000 years. This isn't just a country. It's the original stage of human progress. A land where kings dreamed of immortality, where mathematics and writing were born, and where stories still rise from the dust. Cradle of civilization. Long before the word Iraq existed, this land was known as Mesopotamia, Greek for the land between the rivers. Those rivers? The mighty Tigris and Euphrates. Together, they cradled some of humanity's earliest known cities, Uruk, and Eridu. This was the heart of the Sumerian civilization, the place where humans first wrote their thoughts in cuneiform, where the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the world's oldest literary works, was etched into clay, where temples reached for the heavens, and people recorded their laws in stone. Then came the Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians, each building vast empires and leaving behind monuments to their ambition. Babylon, with its legendary hanging gardens and towering ziggurats, stood as a beacon of innovation and power. And Hammurabi? He wasn't just a king. He gave the world one of its first known legal codes. In Nineveh, scholars preserved knowledge in sprawling libraries. In cities like Nippur and Kish, astronomers charted the stars and priests whispered to the gods. From Persian conquest to Islamic glory, by the 6th century BCE, Mesopotamia was absorbed into the Persian Empire. Then came Alexander the Great, the Parthians, and eventually the mighty Sassanids. But in the 7th century CE, something transformative happened. The Islamic Caliphate arrived. Baghdad rose in the 8th century under the Abbasid Caliphate. It became one of the greatest cities on earth, the golden age of science, philosophy, and poetry. Here, in the House of Wisdom, scholars translated Greek text, developed algebra, and gazed deeper into the heavens. It was a melting pot of cultures and a birthplace of global knowledge, invasion, empire, and Ottoman rule. But no golden age lasts forever. In 1258, the Mongols swept through Baghdad in a wave of fire and destruction that shattered the city's brilliance. Centuries of intellectual legacy burned with its libraries. After that, Iraq fell under various rulers from Timur the Lame to the Safavids until it finally became a part of the Ottoman Empire in the 16th century. For nearly 400 years, the land remained under Istanbul's shadow, with moments of rebellion, calm, and quiet survival. The modern struggle. In the aftermath of World War I, the Ottoman Empire collapsed, and Iraq was carved into existence by colonial hands. The British took control, installing a monarchy that was more simple than sovereign. By 1932, Iraq gained formal independence but not stability. A republic was born in 1958 after a violent coup. Then came the era of Saddam Hussein, marked by ruthless control, brutal wars, and devastating repression. The Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s drained the country, followed by the invasion of Kuwait in 1990 and the Gulf War that followed. But it was in 2003, with the US-led invasion and the fall of Saddam, that Iraq was thrown into a new storm, one of insurgency, occupation, and internal division. Sectarian violence surged. Entire cities were scarred. Terrorist groups like ISIS would rise from the chaos, taking hold of ancient towns and sacred shrines, a culture that refuses to die. And yet, despite it all, Iraq endures. It endures because its culture runs deeper than politics, because its identity is older than any border. This is the land of out music and calligraphy, of coffee houses in Baghdad where poets still debate the soul, of date palms swaying along the riverbanks of Basra, of families rebuilding their lives brick by brick. It's a country of incredible ethnic and religious diversity: Arabs, Kurds, Turkmen, Assyrians, Yazidis, Shia, Sunni, Christians, and more. And each group contributes to the tapestry of what Iraq is: ancient, resilient, complex. Fun fact, the city of located in southern Iraq, is believed to be the birthplace of the Prophet Abraham, a figure central to Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Standing in the ruins of today is like standing at the beginning of spiritual time. So don't just think of Iraq as a place defined by war. Think of it as the birthplace of cities, the first heartbeat of written language, a land that has witnessed the rise and fall of empires and still finds a way to tell its story. Because in Iraq, history doesn't fade. It's carved into the stones, woven into the rivers, and whispered from the winds of the desert. Stay curious, there's always more to explore on Map Your Mind. Where to next?